Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is what I'm going to be talking about today, if I can get it to focus on that. Blaster AK from Acetech. Now, Acetech is a company that makes tracer units. They make other stuff now as well. They actually make 40mm grenades that I've been using in recent videos, so if you missed that, then go and check that out. But they basically released this fairly recently, which is a tracer unit for their AK series. Now, I have a couple of AKs, one of which is this thing, which is my Tokyo Marui AKX, and I absolutely love this thing. They do an AKM and an AKX at Tokyo Marui. This is the more modern version, the AKX, and I use it primarily for indoor, a bit different. Like my AKM that I have, I've kept very traditional. It looks like the most standard AK you could ever know in terms of like movies, etc., and it is got a wood kit on it. But this thing for me is something a little bit different. I'll play with this indoors. I'll play with this if I'm wearing like a kind of kit that is a lot more kind of like your modern AK using, I don't know what I would say, like your modern elite force kind of person that would use an AK. I think this fits way better. And this thing is amazing. Like the range on it's great. The gas efficiency is great. And up until now, I've been using this. Now, this is another product from Acetech. This is their Predator Mark II. And what I love about this is that I can QD release this thing so easily. As you can see here on this flash hider, basically it has all these little indents right here that go all the way around it. And what that allows you to do is to take this QD release, and you can see there the little ball bearings on the inside. I can take this, put it on the end, pull this collar back, and then if I rotate it, it clicks in place and it's on there solidly. If I want to remove it, I just pull the collar and it is off. And so I've been using this on not only this, but actually quite a few of my other replicas. And the reason I've loved it so much is because I can have one of these tracer units. I think they cost about $120, so they are expensive. But as long as I have one of these Acetech flash hiders on here, this is my Mark 18, I can just drop this on, rotate it, bang, and I've got it on there. So if you're at the field and you're like, hey, I want to try out a couple of different replicas today, but I don't want to be messing around changing out tracer units, whatever that is, you can have one of these and just switch it between. However, this doesn't necessarily fit this AKX like this will, I think. And we're going to get this out of the box in 1 second. I'm going to install it, and you can let me know what you think between the two, whether it is cooler looking with this more traditional style suppressor on here. I still think it looks very cool. Weirdly, like I think this matches the rail very well, but what it doesn't do is match this. And this is like a Mark 18 style flash hider. They do other variants now, like a SIG kind of style one that you can put on there, different variations of this that you can go to the Acetech website and check out. But, and I do love the Mark 18 flash hider, but I don't necessarily think it looks as good on this AKX as potentially what this is going to look like. So I'm going to open this up and we can kind of have a look at it. This is cheaper than your Predator Mark II tracer unit, but it is still $70. So this thing, as I said, it's called their, what do they name it? Acetech Blaster AK Compact Rechargeable Tracer Unit. And I think they have two versions. This that I got is their more modern version. And then they have kind of more of a traditional version, or one that has kind of like prongs on the end of it. But this is what it's going to look like. And I think it's going to be pretty cool on the end of this AKX, because it is that more traditional like AK Russian kind of muzzle flash device. It obviously is not the same in the way that it's going to give suppressive, like an actual suppressive, like kill sound, etc. But that doesn't really matter. It's an airsoft gun. It's not really going to have any effect anyway. And I just think that this is going to look cooler. You can see here inside, and actually what I'll do is I'll give you my desk view, because then you guys can see this better. Inside here, you can see where the tracer unit is. So it's kind of cool where it's slightly concealed, like as in you can't see it from the sides or if you're looking at it from the rear. But if you're looking at it front on, it does look a little bit obvious, to be honest, I think. Definitely not like with this one. Like this is very hard to see. If I take this cap off, you know it's there because that's how you'll get it out. I'll unscrew this. Oh, actually with this one, it is a non-muzzle flash version. I have another version which actually does have that kind of muzzle flash functionality. But this, I would say, is a lot more covert. The other one, this one does apparently have muzzle flash. Now, there's a few things that this one has, which I'm quite excited just to figure out and kind of see if we can work it out from these instructions. But it says it's got 4 modes, tracer with flame. So presumably that is going to give that kind of muzzle flash effect. Flame only, so without the tracer, without it lighting up a tracer BB. So if you're not using tracer BBs, you want to use it outside, it's going to just give that kind of pop of flash from the end of the barrel, which is going to be where this Perspex is. And then it also has tracer only, and then finally sniper tracer. And I don't really know what sniper tracer is. I'm quite interested to see what that is, because I would have thought tracer only would have been like trying to keep your muzzle flash minimum as possible and more incognito. But I don't know what that is, and we're going to figure it out. But it looks like there's 2 pieces to this. There is kind of your main part. And again, we'll go back to the desk view. There's your main part here, and then there's this cap which undoes here. And then there is no kind of insert, so it is just a pure insert. I did a little charge of this before, but that's a USB-C connection right there. You have your on button, which is going to turn it on. And then this button here is your like selecting your mode. So it's giving me 3 flashes for that one. It's giving me like a muzzle flash for that one. It's giving me 2 flashes for that one. Muzzle flash, 3 flashes. So I don't know which one is going to be which. There's a faster flash on one of them, but we'll work it out from these instructions. But I'm quite excited to try it. I do have a magazine here with tracer BBs in it, and I'm gonna do a little test fire there so we can see it on the kind of thing behind. Very nice packaging. I love Acetech packaging, I have to say. It's got that kind of like Apple vibe to it, lots of white. This is their... Oh, okay, well, it doesn't look like that's actually got instructions in it because it's not the instructions, but it basically has your warranty information. So scan this QR code, get your warranty, and then it has the actual instructions, which are pretty proper. I've changed the settings on this camera again to try and increase the quality, and we'll see if that helps. But some quite serious instructions, but they are in multiple languages. Right, so it says feature locations, we can work that out. Tracer instructions, okay. So it has a battery indicator. Apparently this is IP64 waterproof, so you can use it in rain. I don't think you can necessarily use it in underwater, or I wouldn't expect so. It does have a rubber O-ring there though, so I don't know, it may kind of be splash proof. Apparently you can do green BBs and gel BBs. And it only weighs 75 grams. I would say this thing, compared to what we just had on here, which I've lost, like this is probably a third of the weight at least. Like it's a lot lighter. And the other thing is this AKX is heavy. Like it's a pretty heavy boy, and it's very front heavy. So I'm excited that I think this is hopefully going to reduce that weight. So I've used these before. So basically all I'm trying to work out now is that selection mode. Okay, self-test mode, I don't think we need to do that. Power indicator, we've done that. If we want to select what the, if we want to select what the mode is, that's what I want to find out. Okay, flash green for once is the standard tracer mode. Each shot of the BB gets emblazoned, so it will flash up for each one. Flash green twice, sniper tracer mode. 1 tracer BB gets emblazoned with every 3 shots. Okay, so it's more like a standard actual, like a real steel tracer would be. Effectively, like you put a couple of tracer rounds in your magazine just to see where the bullets are going, as opposed to all of your actual rounds being tracer rounds. So sniper tracer, I don't know if I call it that, but that's kind of what that is. And then turn off tracer function, flash green for 3 times or keep flashing. How do we do flame mode key? Click the flame mode key to turn on and off the functions. Okay, hold on. Power and tracer mode key. Click the tracer key to power on, off the Blaster AK. long press the tracer key for 6 seconds to switch the tracer modes. Okay, so we'll go with standard tracer mode. That's kind of what I want to do. So if I go here, it did 2 flashes. Okay, so that's tracer, that's the sniper mode. If I hold it again, that's 3. So that's turn off the tracer. And then if I do it again, I'm presuming this puts it back onto, I think that was just 1. Okay, so I think we should just have regular tracer mode now. And then if I want to do the flame mode, click the flame mode key to turn on and off the flame function. Okay, so if I hit the flame mode, I think that's going to be off. And that I presume is on because that gave me a flash. So let's try it with that, guys, and we'll see. I'll leave it in that state and we'll just uninstall our current flash hider. The nice thing is I can put this flash hider onto other replicas. So the Tracer AK, what is it called? The Blaster AK one is going to be much more specific. Like it's going to look a bit weird on replicas that aren't an AK. This thing though is going to, I think, look pretty cool on anything. Like it worked on this AK. It's worked on other stuff. There's a grub screw that is in that location. It's counterclockwise. So we're going to screw it counterclockwise as if you'd be fastening normally. Like righty-tighty is in this. It's righty-loosey. Okay, so that is off. I'm going to retighten that grub screw in there. Let me just give you this view here. Got the grub screw there. So I'm just going to retighten that in just so that it doesn't fall out. And we'll keep that to one side because that is basically what works with this. So I'll leave that there. Then we're going to get this guy. And this as well does also have a grub screw, I think. It does have that grub screw gap, but it actually doesn't have a grub screw in it. Oh, it does. Okay. So this has got a grub screw here. I don't know if I want to necessarily put it on. I think I might just see if it fits without the grub screw, and then we can attach it if needed. Again, this is going to be counterclockwise. I don't know if they do one of these with clockwise. I should have checked that probably. Oh, and the other thing which is cool is it's got the, on the AKX and on AKs, it's got this indent here, or this kind of like rubberized or sprung little piece. And that is to keep the tracer in place. And on this, it has got a little area to stick it in. So we'll see if that actually fits. But it would be very cool if that does, because then obviously I don't need that grub screw. And I think it's going to be, yeah, it fits. So what I'm going to do is just to get it a bit tighter, I'm just going to push in this indent here, tighten it up until we just get it fully tight on here. Okay, that's going to be too tight. So let's try and, actually I kind of just want to tighten it up because I feel like otherwise it is going to be a little bit. So I might end up just grub screwing that one in. In fact, let's do that. Let's grub screw it in, and then, or what I could do actually is do the indent, like where that is there, and then we can grub screw it as well. So we'll do both. Because then, like at the moment, there is a little bit of play in that, like a tiny amount, and I think if I grub screw it, then it's going to be gone. So in here, we have a little grub screw, and we have this piece here. So I'm just going to take the grub screw, and basically it's just going to like cut into the rail. So it is going to cut into the actual like threads of the replica. So you've got to just think about that when you're doing it, which is you want to put it in tight, but just be aware it is going to affect those threads. So if you're like taking it on and off constantly and not putting it back in the same location, it's not like there's like a little screw that will kind of hold it in place like a normal screw and nut. Okay, so I'm just going to tighten this up. And it also is fairly like recessed in there. They give you an Allen key, so that shouldn't be a big issue. But it is like, I don't think I'd be able to do it with this piece here. So I'm going to do this here. Tighten this up. Bye. Sorry, that's my cleaners just leaving there. I literally started filming this video before, and then suddenly, as I was filming it, my doorbell rang, and the cleaners have been here all morning, and a pods person has arrived. And if you're not in the US or you don't know what pods is, it's like one of those shipping container companies that they come, they leave a shipping container there. You can use it as extra storage, or you can do, people use it as a moving company, but we've had one here for a while since we moved house and did some renovations, and they came to pick it up. And so I was standing outside halfway through the video for about 25, 30 minutes, came back in, started to re-record the video again, and I forgot my mic. I'd left it on the desk. So then I had to be like, okay, what do I do here? Do I just restart the video? So that's what I did. So, okay, so that is what it's looking like, which I think is pretty cool. It definitely makes it a lot more compact and light. Like the length of this is way less. And it's a lot less bulky. I'm not sure I love the look of it as much though. I'd really like your guys' opinion on that, because I think it looks very cool. I mean, I think it looks cool. I just don't know if it looks as cool as it looks like before. But it does give it a different feel. It definitely is less front heavy. Let's put this in here and get a proper idea for it. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool for sure. But the main thing with this is going to be the tracer function. So let's try that out and we'll see what this is like. I'll try and give you guys the desk view, but I'll give it to you from this direction. So then we can think how we're going to set this up. I'll give you the desk view, but over here, let's see what that looks like. Okay, that should mean you can have a look at this. So we'll have a look here. Hold on. Let me get some eye protection. Always wear your eye protection. And I do not want to shoot my actual windows or glass. So this is, or should be, just a tracer BB. So you can see there it is tracing. If I show you here, this should give you, just make sure you can see it, give you a bit more of an angle from here. Yeah, so you can see that pretty well there, guys, I think. Let me put it into this mode so you can see both. But I think this is going to work really well. So you're getting that muzzle flash, you're getting the tracer functionality. To be honest, that's showing both of them, so I could just switch it over and show you one, then the other, then whatever it is, but this is what it's going to do. It's going to both do that flash and the tracer, or it's going to do one or the other, or it's going to do one every three. So it's your choice what you want to do, but I'll put this in some full auto so we can have a go at that. Okay, I've got mine on non-lock back right there, which is why it kind of dry fired. But this, guys, is going to be, oh, sorry. This is going to be my little review of, oh, wrong one. Give you the nice Sony here. There you go. This is going to be my review of this Acetech AK tracer. What's it called? Blaster AK. The Acetech Blaster AK. There's going to be a link to this down below. So in the description, you can go down there. I'll have a link probably to, definitely to the Evike one, because if you click on there, it's a referral link. It'll give some kind of feedback to the actual channel. Not much, I don't think, but I'd really appreciate the support. And probably the Amazon one as well. I'll put that down there if I can find it. But yeah, I'm impressed with this, guys. It literally is like, does exactly what it says on the tin. If you're used to Acetech products, if you know what Acetech do, the quality is great. The build quality is great. You do have this writing on the bottom, which I find kind of annoying because I don't like reading Acetech on there. But to be honest, I would say, let me just give you that there. Can you see it? I feel like it's just zooming in on me. Let's try and show you on this one. It's giving you the view on, it's giving you the writing, but it's also got some kind of like Russian characters in there. So hopefully, you know, it's not too bad. If you want to, you could just Sharpie those out and keep them on the bottom. But I think it does what it needs to do. It's going to be fast to get it on and off, turn it on and off. I think it does look better than that other one, but I want to know your opinion. Would you change it back and do the other, or would you keep it as this? Just let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much. I will see you very soon on the next video. Goodbye.